How's it going, everybody? Ryan here at etrailer.com. Today on our 2011 Toyota Sienna, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the etrailer.com Class 3 2-inch trailer hitch receiver. Now, even though the hitch's cross tube is visible, it's going to sit a little further back, and it's almost going to just blend in to the back of the van. You're really not going to notice it when standing behind the van. Many Sienna owners use their vans to do a little bit of everything. So whether you plan on doing a little bit of towing, getting a bike rack to haul around some bicycles, or even to get a cargo carrier, this hitch is going to be versatile enough to do just about any of that. Now, compared to some of the other hidden style hitches, this one is going to sit just a little bit lower. So if ground clearance is a big issue for you, that's something to keep in mind. But there is going to be a benefit to that too, and that's going to be ease of use. Everything is going to be in the open, and it's going to make connecting and disconnecting all of our accessories really simple. Now, the hitch is going to have a reinforced collar for extra strength, and it's going to have the standard 5/8 size pinhole. Now keep in mind, a pin and clip does not come included, but if you need one, you can find it here at eTrailer. Now, the safety chain openings are plate style, and they're not huge, but we do have more than enough room to use just about any size hook. Now, since this is a Class 3 hitch, it's going to have that 2-inch by 2-inch opening, which will really allow us to find and use just about any hitch-mounted accessory that we would ever want or need. And it's going to have some pretty impressive weight capacities too. The maximum gross tongue weight rating is going to be 350 pounds. So that's going to be the amount of weight pushing down on our hitch. So that's going to be perfect for those bike racks and just about any cargo carrier. As far as the maximum gross trailer weight rating goes, it's going to be 3,500 pounds. So that's the amount of weight pulling on the hitch. So the weight of your trailer plus anything you might have on it. Now, this hitch can be used with the weight distribution system, which is a separate component, but if you are using that, the weight capacities do increase. The maximum gross tongue weight rating goes up to 500 pounds, and the maximum gross trailer weight rating will increase to 5,000 pounds. But I do recommend checking with your Toyota's owner's manual to make sure your van can pull that much weight. And if you do plan on doing a little bit of towing, I'd recommend picking up some trailer wiring. That way the lights on your trailer will match the lights on your van, and you'll be safe and legal. Now I'm going to give you a couple of measurements. You're going to use these to help figure out which hitch-mounted accessories to get. From the ground to the top inside edge of the receiver tube opening, it's going to be about 11.5 inches. So chances are pretty good you're going to need to get a ball mount with a rise. From the center of the hitch pinhole to the edge of our rear bumper, it's going to be about 5 inches. And you're going to use that measurement to figure out if any folding accessories you might have can be stored in the upright position without contacting the bumper. Many of our customers said they didn't really have any trouble at all getting the hitch installed, and they were really happy with how everything turned out. Speaking of installation, let's go ahead and put the hitch on together now. To begin our installation, we're going to be underneath the van, and we need to remove this plastic splash guard. We're going to first start by taking out the 5 10mm screws along the bottom edge of our bumper cover. Now we're going to have 8 white plastic fasteners, just like this, that we need to remove. To get those out, you can get a flathead screwdriver, pry underneath the head of it, and then you're able to get it underneath the base and pull it out. I'm going to use that same technique to get all 8 of these fasteners. Now we're going to have 4 plastic screw style fasteners just like that we need to loosen up. So get a large screwdriver and turn them. Now, if they're not wanting to free, what you might have to do is kind of apply some downward pressure on the splash guard while you spin it, and you'll feel it kind of break free. Now, with the guard released, we can go ahead and set it off to the side. Now we can lower our exhaust, but before we do that, I like to use a strap ran from one side of the vehicle to the other, and that'll just help provide a little support while it's lowered. We're going to have to take off one rubber isolator hanger, which is located right here, not too far back from the end of our tailpipe. To get these off, it's a good idea to spray them down with some lubricant or some soapy water. And you'll just take a pry bar and work that rubber portion off of our metal exhaust. Now we can cut our underbody panel, and I went ahead and marked out the area that we're going to cut according to the diagram and the instructions. Now I'm going to use a Dremel tool to get it cut out, but since this is relatively thin plastic, you could use a sharp utility knife or even a pair of snips. Now here on our frame rail, we're going to have 4 plugs that we need to remove. 3 of them will have this flathead style fitting on the top, so we can take our screwdriver and just pop them out. And one of them will just be more of your standard rubber plug. You kind of just pry underneath it, pop it out like that. Now the other side is set up the exact same way, and from this point on, anything we do to one side, we're going to repeat on the other. Now we're going to take our panel and reinstall it using the same hardware that we removed earlier. Now with an extra set of hands, we can lift our hitch into place, go over the exhaust pipe. Over here, we'll go through the opening that we drilled, or cut rather, in our splash guard. We can take one of our bolts and a conical tooth washer, and you want to make sure the teeth on the washer are going to face up towards the hitch. We'll get one started on each side. That way the hitch will support itself while we work on the rest of the hardware. With all of our hardware in place and hand tight, now we can snug it all down. With all of our hardware tight, now we can torque it using a torque wrench to the amount specified in our instructions. Now we can go ahead and rehang our exhaust. We kind of line up the rubber hanger with the metal portion. Just slide it back into position. Once the exhaust is supporting itself, you can go ahead and remove our strap. And that'll finish up our look at and our installation of the etrailer.com trailer hitch receiver on our 2011 Toyota Sienna.